Boom, boom, boom. You know what it is. You know what it is. Deep.Organic.Phuckery. I'm your boy, Linky Legs.
I'm Damion.
And we have the beautiful.
Oh, you think I'm beautiful today?
Only from the side.
Make sure you mark that because that's the first time Linky ever looked upon me. Thank you.
You look beautiful on the side. We have the
Thank
beautiful.
you.
We have the beautiful Catchcha Fyah.
Yes.
Linky, why do you say puckery?
Yes.
Phuckery?
Yes, why do you
Because
say
my
that?
granny said I'm not supposed to swear.
So you don't
cuss.
swear?
No.
Bro, you swear all the time.
You
No.
was just cussing a minute ago.
I
What are you
wasn't.
talking about?
I don't.
You swear all the time. You know what's so funny? My mom watches this. You
Mommy,
know,
I love you. I don't swear.
and my nieces and nephews watch this.
Yeah, I
and
don't.
I don't cuss. I don't cuss.
don't.
The only
He said the B
only
word a
reason-
minute ago. I heard him.
The only reason why I say fuckery is because it's in the title. So it's
But
not
it's called-
cussing.
it's
Technically,
fu-
it's not cussing.
It's Phuckery. It's PH.
Listen,
it's
Damion
PH,
have
fuckery.
a level of control some of us don't have because I'm a sailor. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sail
Not
away,
sorry.
sail away.
Is that a way of
Hey.
saying that you cuss all the time?
That's the way of saying
You have a
won't get
nasty
what
mouth?
you get. Yes.
You got a nasty mouth.
Listen,
I
I'm
like
from
that.
Brooklyn. You're going to get
I
what you
like
get.
that nasty mouth, baby. Give it to
Hey,
me.
you better love
Jeez.
it.
I better
What
watch
is
it.
going
Listen.
on? Okay, anyways. Let's start with like what? Like, are you guys serious? You guys need a room?
We're in the room. We're in the room. Hey.
You need a
You
room.
after.
Oh my god.
All
You
right.
said need a room? I'm
Need a room.
done.
All right, welcome back, guys. You know what I mean? First of all, we appreciate everyone that has been watching the video and subscribing. You know what I mean? We'll get that out of the way. Come
Yeah,
on, 10 push-ups.
Like
good.
and
Thank you
subscribe.
for saying that. So I got to make a special shout out to this African queen, Bettina. She's been giving us a lot of boosts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's from Uganda, and
Is she single?
huh?
She's single?
I think so.
Okay.
You could holler at her.
Bumble.
And
Okay.
yeah, she's. So Bettina's been giving us a boost. She's giving us some support. A lot of her people have been, commenting on the videos, and thank you guys very much. It's been very good to see.
Good vibes.
And it's funny because when I saw that, I was actually thinking about the topic that we should do. And I'm gonna do this later on. I'm gonna bring an African person to come and talk about it.
Then bring some full too.
Oh my God! So I'm gonna. Why is it that? Why should I say Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Americans, and Africans don't get along the way we're supposed to? Because we're all African
That's
people.
a good question.
That's what I'm saying.
we do.
I can't wait to
Not
see that
not the
episode
way we're
when you bring
supposed
them
to
on.
though. Not the way we don't have that kind of love that
The
we're supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all black people are from the continent of Africa.
But also, my brother, what you have to speak to you like a brother, not Korean African, right? So also, my brother, you have to remember that some of these African people that we're dealing with, they're not really from Africa. They were born here. And their parents are from Africa, or their grandparents are from Africa.
Yes, but
know what I mean?
when I say all black people are from Africa, what I mean is descendants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your origin is African. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the origin is what matters.
And
It
he
is.
needs unity among the diaspora.
No, I think if you go back to the people that were born there, they'll give you more unity. The people that are born here, oh my winter, let me take a drink.
I think we're doing better though. Like in 2023, I think unity among Africans in the diaspora and Africans from the continent has gotten way better than than it was like back in the day, like let's say 93, 98, early 2000s. It used
When people
to
used to
be
make dumbass jokes.
Yeah, like say
African, boo, 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 boo. Like,
yeah,
I
like
hated that. I was
African
like,
booty
yo, that's so
scratcher,
whack.
excuse
Yeah,
my pun, but
that's
it
so
was
whack.
yeah. I think now we're trying to break that curse.
Is
We're
that
trying to get
African-
along.
Is that an African nose ring?
It is.
Is it?
Oh, it
I
could be
don't know.
Indian too. It's cultural for sure.
It's definitely not Indian, but we'll stick with the African thingamajig.
Why? Why can't it be
Yeah.
Indian? You look
Because
Indian.
it's not. No.
No. What?
I maybe look indigenous, but I don't look Indian.
You don't look Indian. Okay, my bad.
No.
Anyways, so thank you for our African friends for supporting us.
Big up the Kalinago tribe out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The what
Shout out to
tribe?
you.
Yes.
The Kalinago tribe.
Yes,
Never heard of that
Kalinago.
in my life.
Yo, listen.
Google is your
I can't be
friends.
bothered with. I want to start off this. We were having a conversation off camera before we started the podcast, and I just want to get right into it.
Okay.
Who do you vent to? Do you have a best friend? Do you have a best friend that you talk to? You know what I mean? Like someone that you could confide in and not worry about. Because my brother over there, my brother over there. We were having a deep convo, and he said, Linky, you know, come to think of it. And when you see Damion goes like this, that means he looks up to the heaven. And it's truth. He doesn't have a best friend. Why? How comes?
Okay. So
someone you can vent to, someone
So
you
you
can
can
tell
it's not that
all your
you confide
problems,
it.
I have people I talk to.
someone to give you the tea.
I have several friends I talk to. But to say I have a best friend, yeah, I don't know if I have a best friend. I don't think so.
So that those people that you talk to, do you like if you're going through a hard time, or do you?
The
like,
thing
do you
I
call
and this
them
is
up
and this is the
talk to
problem. This is the problem with that because the thing I don't like about that is that I have to compartmentalize the conversations that I'm having. I can't just have.
Because I was just about to ask you that. Do you trust them
Yes,
on a certain
gotcha,
level
yes.
too?
But some things I could talk to some people with or about. Some things I could talk to someone else about. But there's no one that I could be like, okay, I'm gonna just
Tell everything.
free flow. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like it's not. And I don't know if that's a smart thing to do or not, but that's not how my life is set up. I don't talk to everybody about everything.
I don't know if it's smart to do or not either, but I wish on you a best friend. Like, I literally wish on you a best friend because my best friend, she's awesome. She's me in a different body. Like we
Does
understand.
she agree with your bullcrap?
She literally.
So I did that in the swear.
Not that she agrees with me, but we just flow.
Okay.
We talk about every single thing. We don't have that if I'm wrong or if she's wrong, we're gonna argue about it. We just trust each other's opinions of each other or
Right.
advice that it's
Yeah.
not even a thing. You know, like she's like
So when you told her that you went through your boyfriend's phone, what did she say?
she know me better than that. Come on.
Okay, but
I don't do searching phones.
Yeah, but I have a brethren in New York. Shout out to Bobby. So I've known Bobby since I was 2 years old. You see what I'm saying? So the closest thing that comes to a best friend would be him.
Bobby, right?
You know
Shout
what I
out, Bobby. You the guy.
Wait, no, but,
But-
are you saying that because you've known him the longest?
Yeah,
But this is what I'm
that's a
saying.
very good
That's what I was going to
point,
try to
too.
explain. I was going to try to explain. I've known him the longest. We also connect on many levels in terms of the way we think. You see what I'm saying? But we also disconnect on some levels too, right? And I don't know. Maybe that's what best friends do. You know what I mean? They connect and disconnect. I don't know. But it's
No, best friends light the fire under you. Like, literally. There shouldn't be any kind of disconnect. Like, if you have different viewpoints on different subjects, fine. But it's usually just an understanding. It doesn't even feel like a disconnect. It's just, okay, she thinks this way and I understand her deeply, or he thinks this way and I understand him deeply. But I have a different opinion. But it's not a disconnect.
okay.
There's no
So can you have
argument about
several
it.
best friends? Or
Yes,
is best
on
friend just
different
one
levels.
person?
Yes, but on different levels. Because maybe some friends, I think maybe I lucked out. Because with my best friend, I literally, like, we can talk about anything.
Without no judgment being
Everything. Yeah.
passed. That's what's up.
So I guess you can have several best friends for different, I guess, areas and conversations.
Several best friends?
Maybe.
But
if you
why
had
why
more
can't it be
friends.
several good friends and no best friend?
Because several good friends, you don't
No,
give
I'm
them
just
the
saying- I'm
tea.
just
They
saying.
don't like several
You know
good.
what I read?
Yeah.
Yo, D, you know what? Everything's just about the tea. She doesn't want the tea. You know what I mean?
But you know what that means? Mix up.
Mix up exactly.
Yeah,
Very-
several good friends, they're not really giving you the tea that you need. Like literally, like my best friend, like I kid you not, like if I went that way and she didn't have a husband, that would be my bitch. Like he would have to fight me for her.
What do you mean?
Like,
What do you mean?
Whoa.
What do you mean? Be
that's
explicit.
How,
Be
that's how
explicit.
deep our connection is.
Be explicit.
I
What do you
would
mean?
marry her. That's explicit. If you
So you're
would like.
bi-curious.
No, I'm not bi-curious, because if I was gay, I would be the gayest gay that have ever gayed, and nobody could talk to me. Trust me,
How do you know that?
because I know myself. What you see.
Have
is
you
what
explored?
get. Have I explored?
Yes.
You don't have to explore to know if you're
Why
gay
can't you
or
answer?
not.
Yes or no?
No, gay
Okay,
doesn't
good.
come with
Are
exploration.
we talking about
gay,
best friends or are we
gay comes with knowing what you are from the inside out.
Maybe you should stop drinking. You're
I
overheating.
don't have to eat fish to know if I like fish or not.
Oh my
Okay?
God,
That's not how gay works.
Of course you do.
No, that's
How
not.
are you gonna know you don't like fish?
Because you just know.
And I think my
That
best,
doesn't make any
I think
sense.
My best
That's not
friend
how gay
was
works.
from,
That makes no sense.
I think I found
Thank you,
my
Linky.
best
Bring us
friend.
back.
Yeah, I thought my best friend was in primary school, and yeah, we used to play marble together.
yeah.
Hopscotch.
But you're not going to marry him or anything.
no.
Well, Linky, hold on. You got a best friend?
I have brothers. I don't like to say best friend. I would say brothers.
Good word. Because
You know what I
she's
mean?
my sister too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
KK is one. You know what I mean? I have a next friend. We call him Trash, but his name is Andrew Richards. He's
Very Jamaican of you to call your friend trash.
Yeah, he's a West Indies former fast bowler. He's now a coach. So yeah, I literally talk to them about any and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. You actually corrected me. That's a good way of putting it, because while I don't have brothers, it's a better way to put it. You know what I mean? Like, because that would probably more be a better description between me and Bobby's relationship.
Right.
But given that we've known each other for so long, it's
right,
past friendship. It's like, okay, I can't tell you how many times we'd be like, yo, bro, yo, and then you're like, yo, probably shouldn't have done that, you know? Probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It's more like a brother relationship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably what it is.
Okay,
But
so you have something, you just don't call it a best friend.
I guess when I hear best friend, I'm looking at, you get along most of the times.
No.
No, that's what I'm
Nah,
looking
it's
at.
every
Okay,
time.
That's what
okay,
I'm
that's
looking
like-
at.
okay,
Yes, I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
So when I hear that, I'm like, okay,
It's
my best
every
friend got my
time.
back. My best friend supported.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. So when I hear that, I'm like,
But also, brother,
Your best friend
could be
supports
Could be
you.
your significant other too. Some people has their best friend as their significant.
I think
other.
that's problematic.
You know what?
You and your
You might have a point, brother.
you and your significant other should be able to get along and should be friends. But to say your significant other is your best friend, it's just like, bro, you go find people in the world.
Yeah,
man.
and maybe
Like,
also the best
if
friend.
the person that you're with is your best friend.
Yeah.
That is saying a lot about you.
No, but,
Go
but
find
okay,
people in
think
the world.
about it.
Go
Maybe-
mingle. Go mingle.
Yeah, maybe after a few years, you can call your significant other your best friend.
Right.
I would maybe say after 20 years, because 10 years is still, you really don't know your significant other like that. Like his or her best friend know them, you know? So maybe after a couple years, you can say that's your best friend. But maybe, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay,
Damion.
so there's
Like,
certain things there's certain conversations you just cannot have with your significant other.
you
But
just
that doesn't
don't.
mean that she's not your best friend.
No,
But you're supposed
first
to
of
be,
all,
if it's your best friend, you should be able to have every kind of conversation with them.
exactly. Your significant other know everybody's tea because you have the
Bro,
pillow
they have
talk,
tea,
right?
man.
No, I'm just saying they know your friend's tea because you have that pillow talk. But that doesn't mean they're your best friend because you tell them your things. You know, they know everybody else's things.
Right.
But they
And this
don't
is
know
the
your
thing.
thing.
And I think that's where I'm struggling with the term best friend, because it's such a subjective definition. It's what I mean. For you, best friend is something else. For Catchcha is something else. And for me, it's something else. I don't know if we have an objective term that we could use, or definition that we could use to say these are the things that a best friend is supposed to be doing. This is what a best friend,
Yes,
the
we can.
definition
Yeah, you
entails.
can, because
Yeah, we
best
can.
friend
If
is
that's
your
the
ride or
case-
die. Like
If that's the case, then what is it?
best
Someone you
friend.
could confide in.
Yes.
Okay,
all
one.
you need,
Yes.
Okay, 2.
good or bad times.
Yes.
Okay.
You could tell them your secret.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Whenever you're wrong or you're right, they tell you the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They uplift you when you're down.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They could tell you the.
Tea.
All right.
Okay, but there's one there that I struggle with you and your significant other.
Which one?
Secrets.
Secrets.
I don't know. People will say you don't know if you're in a really good relationship until you don't have secrets. You're not hiding anything from each other. But I
Who says that?
don't know. I don't. That's psychologists will tell you that.
Okay.
Right. I could tell you particular people, but that's a consensus across the board.
Hmm.
I don't
That's
know.
what across the board?
Huh?
What's going across the board?
It's a consensus across the
I'm
board.
just checking.
You want a definition?
Go ahead. For $3.
Alex.
It's a common. It's a commonality. Right. That's what it is.
Big word under your cloth. Yeah.
So I don't know if everybody tells their significant other every secret.
No.
I don't know that.
Okay, okay.
So I guess if you get to that point where you say, you know what, we have nothing that we're hiding, I guess you could safely say, okay, my significant other is my best friend. But I think that takes a lot of maturity, and that's one thing I'm going to agree with you with.
But
it takes time.
You cannot define best friend only on telling them
just his
everything.
secrets. Yeah,
but you just gave me a criteria. You gave me about 6 things.
Yes.
And I'm saying that one thing is a struggle.
Okay, because here's the thing, right? Like my last relationship, personally, I didn't have any secrets with that person.
Right.
But they're not my best friend. You know, I went into that relationship basically putting my heart, myself, my soul, putting everything on the table. Here, this is what I have. This is what I come with. This is my past.
Yes.
You know, it's either you're going to ride with it or not. But that didn't make him my best friend. You know, but he knew everything. He knew all the secrets, all the skeletons.
I would have had to be guy. Why wasn't he your best friend? Because you told him everything. You guys
because he's not good at the tea. It's
Jesus.
What's a tea?
I know. Tea
people business. People business. Like
so because he's not good at the tea, he's not your best friend.
Exactly.
No, okay, because here's
what kind
the
of
thing.
tea was it? Cersei?
No, I'm just saying that the relationship, the vibe, the energy.
So your man has to be mixed up.
Yes.
No.
I'm chat people.
No, for real. The thing that you develop with your best friend. It's personal. It doesn't just come because you meet a man and you decide to share your deepest, darkest secrets with him. That person doesn't make them your best friend. It just mean, okay, I trust you and I want to go into this relationship wholeheartedly. So I'm telling you everything.
But Linky just gave a list of things,
yeah,
of criteria,
so
and I think it's a pretty solid one.
Yeah,
so
but that
if
don't
they
make
meet
him
if they meet all the boxes, they check all the boxes, they're still not best friend.
Nah, because
so what's missing?
The tea.
Nothing. The tea is not missing.
But the tea was in it. The tea was in it.
The longevity
for
and
her.
the agreement that we're best friends is missing. It's like being somebody's best friend is a vibe. It's not something you say. Well, actually, some best friends be like, okay, we're best friends from today on. You know, but that may be a girl thing. You know,
that's not best friend.
Yeah, if you shared certain things, like if put your heart, soul on the table, you can agree we're best friends, pinky swear from this day forth. Then you can really become best friends. But with your significant other,
Did you guys just do that pinky thing?
I think it's just right to put your shit on the table. That's all.
We're
Like,
bestie right now.
What's going on?
We're bestie on the show. You have a problem?
I feel isolated, bro. I feel isolated. Nope,
you
I'm
don't
good.
think- you
Nope,
don't
I'm
think
good.
it's weird
I'm good.
too?
Nope,
Yo,
I'm good.
Sandhand, can I get some ice? What?
Girl hand.
Girl.
director.
Yo, we're stupid, man.
Listen.
We're stupid. I think we had 2 minutes to
Anyways,
drink.
comment below if you have a best friend. Big
Yeah.
them up, okay?
Yes.
Because big up my best friend every time.
Yeah.
All right?
Which is right. Big guy, you need to find a best friend.
We lead each other down the right path, the wrong path, the in-between path,
Yes.
all the part them. Like, yeah, that's what best friends supposed to do. Yeah. It just vibe.
But
Okay.
Damion, we want you to get a brother or a best friend where you
I just told you.
have.
I
He
just
just
told
didn't
you.
consider
I have,
it
as a
a
matter of
friend.
fact, I have several relationships where
Yeah.
I could consider those guys solid guys.
Right.
So I'm saying, but I was just explaining that the mindset of best friend just kind of threw me off a little bit. So I'm saying,
Yeah.
but and the closest thing was just Bobby. Like, but I have people that are pretty solid people in my life.
And I
Okay.
think it's important for us as human beings that we have that one outlet where we could vent to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Or
it's,
you be
it's
talking
big.
to yourself.
Help me out here with the big words. It's good for our mental health. Is there a big word for mental health?
Consensus. You need that consensus.
Sandhand. Okay, thank you.
So but one thing that, and it leads to a bigger point that we could probably touch on a little bit later, not today, maybe a different podcast, is again, in our community, mental health is a big deal because people don't vent. Because again, you have to be careful who you're venting to.
True.
Because sometimes you show your vulnerabilities to the wrong people, and they use it against you. So because we know that, sometimes we don't talk. And in our communities, that's a really bad thing. Like, we don't talk enough. You see what I mean? And we don't talk enough. And because of that, we just kind of get to a point where things get pent up. And one day, someone just act crazy. Like, whoa, what happened to so-and-so, to trash? You know, what happened to trash? And, Trash just got to a point where he just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't talking. If Trash spoke about Marsh Joe down the street who said something to him that he didn't like, and Miss Jane who probably, pushed his kid and he didn't like it, if he was just talking about those things separately, Trash would be okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, Trash just didn't talk because he doesn't feel safe, and that's a big thing in our community, the safe space. We don't have a lot of safe spaces. You see what I'm saying?
Keyword.
And
Safe space for the tea.
right. So people don't really talk, and we need to talk more. You're right. We need to vent more.
100.
I agree. And you know what? From personal experience, I feel like some of us, that's a trauma response that we bring forward with us into adulthood. Like we choose not adulting.
Adulthood. Why you can't say adulthood? What's wrong with that?
Just asking that. Can I ask a question?
But what's wrong with that?
I'm just asking the question.
Where's the pause?
All right, they're about to have a Jamaican moment.
Okay.
There's no pause there. Stop it.
Yeah, it's like because we grew up like not being heard, being afraid to speak to our parents about certain things. And we bring that into our relationships as we get older, and it's not good for you at all. It's not.
And speaking of the adulthood, we're going into parenthood.
Ooh.
Today's Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, all you daddies out there. Hey, Zaddy.
Call me Zaddy, baby.
Hey, Zaddy.
Hey,
Yeah.
What is going on? Okay. The one day Chris Strikes is not here, it's madness happening here, bro. Madness happening here.
Shout out to Chris Strikes.
I don't understand what's going on.
Yo,
Yeah. So, anyways, it's a good thing you mentioned that.
Happy Father's Day, my brother.
So Father's Day.
Happy
Father's Day. Father's Day.
Happy
Is,
Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Big up yourself, Daddy. Yeah.
Happy Father's Day. Okay.
He's not with the madness. It's okay, Damion. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
that's not funny. Anyways, so I'm
Trouble.
one of the things. This guy's such an idiot. Like
I'm crying.
you can't behave yourself, man.
I'm crying.
You can't behave yourself.
I'm crying. Oh my God. Hey, son and girl, and can I get a tissue?
Bruh.
So one of the things I today being Father's Day, I was thinking about is I was driving from the gym actually. I was thinking about it.
Right.
Do you think that, and maybe this is a moot point, maybe it's a question that's already answering itself, but do you think we have a huge problem in our black community with fatherlessness? Do you think some of the things that are happening, like let's talk about Toronto, even Jamaica, or even anywhere in Africa, it's the same thing. Right. Brooklyn, right? Yeah, these young men are just going crazy sometimes. And these young girls too, right? You got a lot of young girls like, a lot of times we talk like young men are the only ones facing problems. But these young girls, because one thing that's on the rise right now in Toronto is sex crimes, right? A lot of young girls are selling their bodies. You know what I'm saying? That they're being pimped by some of the young men.
Right.
It's what I'm saying. So it's an issue all across the board. So the question is, do you think fatherlessness is to be blamed for these kind of things that are happening to our young people?
100%. And I was actually having a conversation with a lady today, and she was like, "Oh, tell me Happy Father's Day." I'm like, "No, you're not a father. You are definitely not a father. You know what I mean? You're a mother. You nurture your child, and blah blah.
And you have your own day.
You know what I mean? And yeah, even that. Don't even get into that. But you're right, bro. But you're right in a sense. But you have to have rare person like myself. I wasn't raised with it. Like, I never had a dad growing up. You know what I mean? I met my dad. I think I told you guys this already. When I was 30, I met my dad for the first time. And he shook my hand.
You see, when you choose to make jokes, see?
I said, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, so I met my dad for the first time when I was 30 years old. And he just greet me casually. Wagwan my youth and thing.
Kaya big man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the first time you actually seen me since I was born, and that's how you greet me. You know what I mean? But
what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
What did that do to you?
It never felt right.
What does it mean though? What do you think? What were you thinking?
At that particular time, I was thinking that you weren't a part of my life. You haven't seen me for how many years? At least give me a hug. You know what I mean? Let's have a conversation.
Facts.
This is what, even today.
So you wanted a hug?
A hug.
From him?
From my dad.
At 30, and that's
30.
real.
You know what I mean? That's 100%. Give me a hug. Let's have a conversation. boy, so you know what? They married that woman to get some papers and we have to cut left your mother and we realize that she's pregnant. You know what I mean? But talk about something, we know what go on. You know what I mean?
Right.
You weren't present, no phone call. I didn't even know what you saw, nothing at all. You know what I mean? But that was just like a void that needed to be filled. You know what I mean? And even up to now, 14 years later,
Right.
we still haven't had that conversation.
But have you initiated anything with him?
Yes.
That conversation,
yes.
any kind of because some of the time, what I'm realizing is that I'm pretty sure your dad and my dad, you know, R.I.P. to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're probably in the same. My dad was born in the 40s, 50s. I think my dad was born 45.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, my dad's was up there.
As a granddad.
So those kind of men, and my dad is one of those like real Jamaican roots, man, like wearing the Belfoot pants and
yes.
you know, the shirt with
my dad
the shirt with no buttons here.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? My dad doesn't own a pair of sneakers, bro.
Listen, the first time I saw my dad in a pair of jeans was like when I was pretty grown.
Right.
When I was young growing up,
Wow.
Yeah.
my dad used tailor made all the
Slacks.
time.
And
All the
class,
time.
Yep.
And button shirt. Even
Yep.
when he's going to go run. Button
Even
shirt.
if he's going to the supermarket and on the road and buy a half pound of butter, I stick about that dress shirt and two of the top button them open.
Right.
Right.
One here, one here, some money, like yeah. So
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of person, right? And what you're describing to me is similar to how my dad would have done things. When it comes to charming the ladies or being in a crowd where they can give jokes or being charismatic, they have it.
Yep.
But when it comes to being charismatic to their family or their kids, they just don't have it.
They shut down.
Right.
Wow.
So, but my dad, when I was leaving Jamaica to come here for school, I went to my dad lived in St. Mary. I lived in Ochi. So I took the bus, 2.5 hours.
Don't forget white girl cow.
It's okay. White girl was a lot gone those times. So I went to go visit him to tell him that I was leaving. Right?
Yeah.
Remember, I'm leaving Jamaica
right?
to go to Canada to study. You might not see me again.
Right.
And I might say, oh, yeah, all right, no problem. Take care.
Just like that.
That's it.
Oh, my.
It's something like he didn't give me, said, son, when you go, nothing, just
Give
say,
that dad moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, no, take care, man. It's okay. I'll we
Good
talk.
riddance.
We'll talk. That's it.
Yeah.
And when you said that about your dad, it kind of brought me to the same mindset. It's something I'm like, I wonder if, obviously, it's a cultural thing, right? And I'm wondering if you know, who knows better, if you can initiate that
better.
conversation.
100%.
It's what I'm saying. So the conversation that you're lacking, if you can say, Daddy, let's sit down, let's talk, and you initiate it and try to get it
He
out
won't.
of him.
He's a Jamaican dad. He's not sitting down and talking about anything.
Some guys will.
Until he pleases himself to do so.
Catchcha, you're 100% right, because the funny thing, whenever I go to New York, my dad's house is where I stay. If I'm not staying at a hotel, if I'm hosting an event and the promoter books me to stay, but if I'm just going there, sometimes I stay by my dad. And the funniest thing, is like he's always want to be around me, like always want to have a conversation and walk. Like I'll never forget, we were on was it Jamaica Avenue or Guy Brewer? I don't remember, but somewhere in Queens. But he's same thing, the lens, and he has this cha-cha boy walk. I will go in the restaurant and they're like, yo, Ozzy, are you that? They're pointing to me. So basically asking my dad if
If you're his son, okay.
So, you see, yeah, man, I mean it. I said, no, stop. I sugar this. Sugar and Miss Brown. I know you this. I'm looking at me and I laugh. I'm going to say, yeah, man. So,
but you saying that at that moment,
Yeah.
when you're staying at his house, flexing with him,
Yeah.
how helpful do you think that is? How do you think that makes him feel?
how does he make me feel for 30
So it's a
years?
revenge thing.
Not about a revenge thing, just that I'm just going through the flow.
you're just doing the relationship.
No, but this is what I'm talking.
Exactly.
But this is what I'm talking about, and this is what I was getting at earlier. It's almost like we have these things against these people where they're victims of their era. It's what I'm saying. Like have you heard Ziggy and what's the next one? Steven and Sharon Marley talk about Bob Marley?
No.
Exact same way you're describing right now.
Okay.
They said Bob Marley was not the most loving dad.
Okay.
For one, his kind of love is like, oh, let's go on the beach and spend the day, and they'll be playing in the sand or whatever. It's like, okay, yo, let's race.
Right.
And they'll race, and he'll go as hard as possible, beat them by 10 miles, and then laugh at them. Come. That's his love. That's his way of showing
Wow.
it. Like, he's not the kind of person who would go and hug them and kiss. He's not that guy. And and I think it's a cultural thing. It's the era that they grew up in.
Okay, you want to know something? Even though my dad is from the era that you guys' dad is from, I can literally talk to my dad about any and everything.
Wow.
And he's the say I love you dad. He's the hug you dad. He's the talk about your friends dad. And I'm not sure if it's because
That's a blessing right there.
Yeah,
It's a personality thing.
Maybe it's a personality thing.
How old is your dad?
He's in his 60s.
So 50s.
No, oh, you mean when he was born?
Yeah, born in the 50s then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's in his 60s right now, and it's like, even now,
No,
I started a new job, right? And he literally would call me every day at like 8:30 just to be like, oh, hey, I'm just making sure you're on your way to work. And that's just the type of person he is. So does that mean he grew up with Caribbean parents who do the same shit that Caribbean parents do? Yeah. He had the
But that's
same
a personality
upbringing,
thing.
but yeah, I think it's a personality
It's a personality
with
thing.
him.
It's not what he learned.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
definitely not what he learned.
So, but to go back to what you were saying, bro, where you asked just now, is like, I'm staying with him, but why would I shun him and say, no, it's not me, not him?
Yeah.
Right. So the reason I'm asking,
what do you want me to say?
yeah. So the reason,
Go along with it?
because one of the things that I'm really focusing on nowadays is grace. Is I'm saying I've been dealt certain
We
blows.
are the world.
Listen, you gotta give
We
grace.
are the
Nobody's
children.
perfect.
So I've been dealt certain blows. Last week,
Whoa, you've been dealt one?
certain blows,
Okay.
Leaks,
blows, yes,
Blows. Okay.
lashes.
and I'm not pausing.
I just asked a question. You said
I
blows.
want to feel
But you
free.
can pause if you want.
No, but hold on,
Stilion.
but hold on. I want to feel free to express myself
Of course.
with words, and not having to be like, okay, I can't say this. I can't. I want to be free.
Go ahead. You got blows. That's
Free
okay.
my mind.
You got blows. That's okay.
Thames, free my mind.
Yes, you got blows. That's okay.
Okay. Anyways, so what I'm saying, this guy's so stupid. Anyways, so what I'm saying is, something that I thought about last week for a very long time was, I don't really have a lot of people in my life who offer me grace. It's what I'm saying. It's almost like every time I do something wrong or something that they deem to be wrong, it's almost like I get chastised right away. Like
Not even your best friend, because he's
Not-
supposed to go with you to attack the
But
world.
I just said I struggle with best friend.
Okay.
Brother, I have a brother. It's what I'm saying.
Not even your brother?
Not even your brother, because he ain't shit if he's not having your back.
No. He has my back. I'm not talking about him.
Even when you're wrong.
I'm not talking about him. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying overall, us as people, we don't. It's almost like we wait for a moment for someone to mess up, and then we just cut off their head. We have to offer grace, right? And grace is obviously a Christian term. That it's a period where you kind of say, I'm allowing this person this room to mess up, which is why when you go to work and they say you're supposed to start work at 8 a.m, you go 8:15. They say, okay, that's grace period. They're giving you a buffer, right? We don't give each other buffers a lot. You see what I'm saying? And I'm really focusing.
Like buffer like in the pants?
No, Linky, the same way you don't want to hear about
But how is
adulthood,
buffer?
it's
No.
not that
How is
kind of
buffer in the
buffer.
pants? Explain yourself.
The front buff.
It's not that kind of
What?
buffer, bro.
That's a stiff joke. Please don't laugh. That's so stupid. Anyways, so
Oh my God.
Please
let's give
go
him-
in the
let's give
comment
him a-
and
let's
comment
give
when
him
you
a moment of
realize
silence.
the fuckery person is talking.
let's give him a moment of silence. Oh my God, that was so terrible. That was a terrible joke. Anyways,
Big guy, let's take a moment for silence. So when we say the father have been missing for a while, I think that we carry it over into our adulthood.
At
Why
least you said
struggling-
the word.
Why
At
are you
least
struggling with
he
that
said
word?
It, guy. He
Why
said
are
it.
you
It's
str-
all right.
you know what I think? I think some of the people who are homophobic have,
my God, here
have
we go.
homosexual tendencies.
Here we go.
Jesus,
I
is
swear to God.
Lord.
Why
What?
would you struggle with the word adulthood? Because it has hood in
Cultural
there?
difference.
Because it has hood in there?
As you were
Here
saying,
you know.
The hood,
Why
because
I
it has hood in
repeat it
there.
so much time.
Because I want him to say something.
as we were saying,
I don't understand. I don't understand this whole homophobic tendency, bro.
Are you Jamaican
Yeah, it
or
is.
what?
I know,
What does that have to do
man.
with Jamaica? That's exactly what I'm Jamaican, and I don't do that because I think it's stupid.
Because you have used your brain in a way to fix yourself to see
Yes.
that
it's
the
not
cultural
fixing
difference
myself. It's
isn't
just a matter.
necessary.
It's a simple thing. People are trying to make things culture when it's not culture,
It's literally culture.
right? It's not culture.
it is culture.
No, it's not.
It is.
You guys are trying to. And
So
that's-
you're telling me
this is-
Jamaicans are not homophobic by cultural experience?
What you
You're
say?
telling me culturally Jamaicans are not homophobic?
Culturally,
Yeah.
Yes, we are. So stop this. No matter where you are, go deep in the bag of a thing.
yes,
You wanna-
yes.
you gonna find
I thought about it for a
philosophical
while.
way to
I thought about it for a
explain
while.
it.
I thought about it for a while. Yes, of course. But what I'm talking about is the language. Like everything is why and pause and that kind of stuff I'm talking about.
But it's not
Or you talking
but-
about the
but-
stupidness
but-
that's added onto it?
Kat,
But
it's not
like
only
you can't say bottom of the street. Like why bottom?
Or you
Like,
can't say
that's what I'm talking
chicom.
about.
But I don't,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not only homophobic slurs or speeches, but it's like you can't say come on them thing there and
But that's because it's homophobic. Because it's homophobic.
No, it's not, no,
because
come
if
on,
you
homophobic.
say Linky, come on town now. I'm gonna say why?
What do you mean?
Because
Brother, a forward.
So Linky forward to town. That doesn't even make any sense. and they're changing the whole language.
Linky, when are you getting in town, brother? You gotta get to town. That's not
And they
what
change the
time?
whole and as a matter of fact, people and for those people in Africa who are saying that they can't understand the accents when we break into this Jamaican thing. So what we're talking about is the homophobia in Jamaica, where people try to change the
Which
very language.
Africans could understand.
Popcorn is one of the leading guys for this kind of stuff. As soon as you say something, Popcorn is whying you for sure, straight up, and it's so annoying. They can't even count. People in Jamaica can't even count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 3, 4, 5. They skip 2.
No, we don't skip two.
What is it? Few.
Exactly.
So 1, few, 3.
Exactly.
That is so stupid.
Testing.
Anyways,
Testing.
anyway, so I
When
think
I test two, what
can
about
I
you?
just go into my topic? Can I just
yeah, get your topic.
can I just go to my topic right? Because I think my topic has a lot to do with what we've already been talking about.
Right.
Or do you guys want to break from my topic and come back to it?
No, let's
Nah,
get
we
into
should
your
Get it?
continue.
All right.
You're on a roll right now.
So-
So you transition into adulthood right now. So
Yes. I
Brother,
transition
you're my brother.
I transition into adulthood. I'm okay with that. No why there.
why? Yeah.
Kevin Hart pause.
Why? Yeah.
Anyways, so what the topic I wanted to talk about is a question basically. It's do you guys think women and society tries to emasculate men? And so emasculate. So let me define the term emasculate.
Oh my God! Here we go, Mr. Deep. Dig
So
deep, brother. Go ahead.
emasculate. So in medieval Europe, for example,
Move my rasta.
in medieval Europe, for example, the term emasculate used to mean something very literal. So they used to cut off the male's testicles.
Penis.
Penis and
balls.
testicles are not the same thing.
And the balls?
Yeah.
So at first they used to cut off the testicles,
Which is the balls?
right? And then they used to call it castration. And then they used to cut off the testicles and the
So them
genitalia.
gelding, basically them gelding.
Right. So that's what a eunuch is, for example. And
What's
that's
a eunuch?
a eunuch is a person who doesn't have a genitalia,
Okay.
right?
Because of castration.
Right. So they used to castrate males, and then that used to be called emasculating them, right? So obviously,
So
emasculation.
they take the balls off, and there's only a penis.
So at first they were just doing the balls, and some of it too is for. So they used to have these little things where they used to have males sing very high. What they call
Sing?
it? Yeah, because if you don't have testosterone, the higher your voice can get. So a lot of males used to do that kind of stuff. Say again?
I guess you have. You just cough. You got testosterone.
That's why I'm tough, because it's not natural to him.
Yeah.
Linky.
Oh boy.
Bruh, I gotta be the Jamaican mediator up in here. Like,
Carry on, brother. Look at the face.
So
That's it.
so this is what happens when you speak to Jamaican people. Anyways, so we digress. So
What do you do?
we digress.
What's that?
Linky, let's stay on path.
Okay.
Can we stay on path?
Okay, brother.
Okay, let's stay on track.
Okay.
So obviously at that time, what the society was doing was we were reducing people to their genitalia. So once you don't have the male genitalia, you're no longer considered a man. You're something else. Mm-hmm. That's what the castration was meant for. So fast forward to now, right? Mm-hmm. And when people use the term emasculate, what they're really talking about is just disempowering you, mm-hmm. right? Which also implies that power and domination lies with the man. Mm. So now the question is, do you think society and women emasculate men?
I think female try. They try. You try. Right, Catch?
Answer your question and stop look for me because I want to hear what y'all going to say.
All of a sudden, Catch turned one piece of Jamaican. The pot on us.
Right.
You know what, brother? That's a very valid question because me and you know that ladies like to go around saying that we don't need nobody. We make our own money.
Right.
We don't need a man to be happy. We don't need a man to
be... The independent woman.
Quote unquote independent woman. But the reality of the situation, I'm looking at the camera, woman, don't need a man. Woman, don't need a man. Like no. N-O-W in all caps. I don't care what I want to say. All right. Get back to my professional voice right now. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think ladies right now in the 21st century, because, and I shout out to the ladies, all the independent ladies, but I think they kind of cross the line or go over the line when they say that they don't need a man and they have what it takes. Because the reality of it, my brother, the reality of it, and let me get my Kevin Samuels voice and emotions.
R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah. Yo, bro, I'm in character right now, bro. Like, what are you gonna say?
I'm just helping you out. And I think you're dragging the point.
I'm not,
because
bro.
Okay, so answer the question. What are you doing? Stop dragging the point.
I'm not dragging the point, bro. All right, let me just answer. The reality of the situation is that no, I don't think they are, but they try.
Okay, so short answer is no.
No, but they try. But I wanted to
What about society? What about society?
Society, no. I don't think
society's not trying to emasculate men?
No. I don't think that.
Okay.
I want to hear your take on that. Why you think
No,
that?
I'll let Catchcha speak first.
Oh, the guest gets to go now?
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
you're a host.
You're the guest host.
Okay. Because I've had several classes in African American studies, mm-hmm. I can say academically, I understand that society have tried to emasculate men, right? Mm-hmm. Specifically black men, because that's what I studied.
Why do you think that?
Meaning like this is why they put like the welfare system in place, things that the government put in place for women to rely on instead of relying on the husband or the man in the home, right? So you get the idea of where the emasculating of the man is starting to happen. It starts in the home, right? You start taking out the father, making them feel like, they're not needed because someone else got it covered. And in doing that, you make the woman feel like they're independent when they're really not, because they are relying on the government, but that's how it looks. So that's where the whole independent woman thing comes from now, because it's like, okay, I have somebody over here providing for me and these kids, you're not doing it. You don't have a job, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So therefore, I'm independent and you ain't shit. So that's where the whole emasculating thing. You, the collective, not you, Linky. But yeah, that's when you say society, I'm gonna say yes to that. For women, I'm also gonna say yes, but it's not because some of us set out to do that. It's because some of us have been programmed and we're not sure. And the only way to change that is for us to, I guess, get a certain level of information so it can be changed. But also the men have to come with those things. Like, you remember, like the other day we was having a conversation about like, are you submissive or whatever? Mm-hmm. It's like you're not submissive to just any man. Like they have to come with a certain thing that allow your body naturally
Of course.
to become submissive.
Come off to be powerful.
Right. So in order for
Oh
a
my
woman
God.
to not be, why you say, oh God?
I'm
Like,
talking about him. You didn't hear what he
like,
said? He's crazy.
It's like for a woman to not be that hyper independent individual that I don't need a man individual, like, I don't need you, I could do this all by myself individual. It's going to take a certain level of relearning because we've been indoctrinated with that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We don't
so,
mean to.
So, Catchcha, you said something really important. You said, in order for a woman to be submissive to a man, the man has to bring a certain kind of energy.
Right.
You see what I mean? And without, what I'm getting from that is the man has to bring the right kind of masculine energy. And the right kind of masculine energy is the energy that's, taken care of.
No, it's the energy of trust. Trusting you with my entire being.
But how is that?
Life.
How's trust a masculine energy?
Okay. Masculine energy is something different, right? That comes to you as a man. That's something that you would understand and I would understand if I feel it, right? But if let's say a person is in a same-sex relationship, somebody has to be submissive to somebody. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You will only submit to a person if you trust them on a level that gives you calm and peace. So that's why I say it comes down to trust. It doesn't matter if you come with masculinity or not, because like, let's say I'm dating a guy and he's not the most hyper masculine, like, muscles and going to the gym and I'm a man and blah, 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 whatever, right? Like, oh, men are supposed to do this. He's chopping wood. He's, doing all this extra stuff that's manly. But at the end of the day, when we have disagreements and conversations, he doesn't make me feel safe to say my part. It doesn't, the trust isn't there. That doesn't make me submit.
So trust defines your
No, the submissiveness.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So, and the reason why I asked that question is just to kind of, and you went deeper into it, and that's good because what you're describing on one hand is toxic masculinity, which is what society talks about.
He said
a
it,
lot.
not me.
Right. So society talk about this person who wants to be this man's man, wants to go to the bar and have 10,000 drinks to put hair in his chest and chopping wood, and he comes home and he said turn over and just do what he wants to do, and that's the kind of masculinity society presents, right? And that is not masculinity. So when people say toxic masculinity, and this is a narrative that's being pushed nowadays, it's kind of a postmodernist narrative, and I don't want to get into postmodernism, but it's kind of a postmodernist narrative. And it's
my
based.
brother with him philosophy, no man, please.
That's actually sociology, but it's based.
Okay, see what?
It's based on the narrative that masculinity is equal to power, right? So if you Google masculinity right now or masculine traits, what you'll see,
Lady Anne, Google masculinity.
What you'll see is a lot of men versus women kind of thing, where you see aggression being a masculine thing, and then
it's like a war.
and then non-aggression being a feminine. You know what I mean? That's the kind of dichotomy that you'll see, right? Which is exactly why people are trying to emasculate men. Because when you hear this kind of stuff, you're thinking, "Oh my God, this is so terrible." Right? Why would I want my boy child to be this kind of way? Because obviously that's what's been hurting our society.
Wait, but
right?
is it fair to say they're emasculating men? Maybe they're trying to correct
But let me finish my
course.
point. Let me finish my point. So if you hear that, the hyper masculinity that we term as toxic masculinity, then obviously it's going to be a turnoff. But that is because that's not what masculinity is, right? Everybody knows that everything has a balance. Every yin has a yang, right?
Facts.
And even in the human body, right? And we talked about the way sex is determined at birth and all that. And some people might have a certain kind of hormones in them and so forth and so on. So the body's very complex in that way, right? but we know that there is androgen, which is a kind of hormone in our body that's the male hormone that produces testosterone in men, and then you have estrogen, which is the female hormone that produces certain kind of things for the females. But we also know that both sexes, male and female, have both hormones in them. So we have both estrogen and androgen. And the reason why that's important to point out is because you need both things to survive, to be the most balanced person. So if you're hyper-masculine, you're going to be a toxic masculine person. But if you have the right amount of balance, the trust that Catchcha is talking about, because that's something, in order for someone to trust you, you have to be nurturing. Right, you have to be truthful. You can't be deceitful. You can't be all these things that are considered female traits. The masculine person has to have those traits in order for them to,
while being masculine.
Right, but see, you see how you said while being masculine.
Yes.
Why can't it be considered masculine from the
Very
get-go?
important.
No, but why can't it be considered masculine from the get-go?
To be nurturing.
So people, the narrative.
Masculine.
But hold on. The narrative that's being pushed traditionally is that men have to be a certain way, women have to be a certain way.
Yep.
The fact that we're pushing those narratives and it's not true, obviously, because
Why
you
not
have
it's not
men,
true?
because you
Because
have
it's
men who are
not.
not that way.
Because
You have a
both
lot of
people
men.
have the same
You have a lot of
hormones.
men who are very in touch with their feminine side,
Facts.
right? And it doesn't make them any less masculine.
Are you in touch with your feminine
Of
side?
course I am, 100%. You see what I'm saying? So this is where masculinity has to be redefined because it's the definition.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Why did you take such a long sip? Is that to say you're not in touch with your feminine side?
Okay, wait. Let me finish my point. I'm going to wrap up.
Damion, give you more time.
I'm going to wrap up. But what I'm saying is the reason why I think society and females are emasculating men is because of the narrative. Right? So if you think that masculinity is toxic, obviously you're going to want to overthrow it. And if you think the patriarchy, which is tied into masculinity, is also about dominance and power, obviously you're going to try to overthrow it.
Facts.
I think all those things have to be redefined. And if us as men don't really understand what's going on, we're going to play into their hands. And that's exactly what's going on. Enough men don't understand what people are talking about.
We need a round of applause for Damion,
which is why we get into these things. So this is why I wanted to bring this topic because people
One person who understands the struggle.
people have the wrong ideas. And I'm just hoping that this podcast can reach to some people and we can start understanding what people are saying when they're saying masculinity and femininity. Because if you don't understand it, brother, you're going to fall into the same trap and you're going to be emasculated because you're going to be thinking that you have to be a certain way in order to be a masculine person. And it's not true.
Good luck because them out here listen to Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels.
Which is right. Them are the boss.
Right.
You steal
But
it.
everybody knows you need a balance in energies in order to be a balanced individual. You cannot
Facts.
have the straight masculine energy and feel like you're going to be a balanced individual. That doesn't make any sense. You have to the masculine and the feminine. Now we're not talking about male and female. We're talking about masculine and feminine. These are energies. You need both of them to be balanced in order to be about. If a man can't cook, he's an idiot.
Oh God!
And you're gonna say,
He's going personal
and
now.
people, a lot of men are gonna
Going
say,
personal
a lot
now.
of men, a lot of men are gonna say, no, hold on.
Brother, if
hold
you
on.
can't cook, it's alright. Come here, cook you something nice.
But hold on,
okay?
But hold on. See, this is the thing. This is the kind of stuff. This is where toxic masculinity gets pushed because women, again, they'll say, oh, I want this loving, trusting man, blah, 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 blah. But then you push the same narrative so men become what you want them to be. You see what I'm saying? We have to know what we want. You can't jump from one fence to the next. You just jumped on two fences just now. That's what you just did.
I almost broke our foot.
I know. But anyways, that's my take on that. I think men have to start understanding themselves, understanding what masculinity is, understanding what femininity is.
Okay.
And I think this is why I
Keyword
So,
understanding.
bro, listen to me. I want you to sum it up in a nutshell. What do you think right now, 2023, a man like me and you, our masculinity should be like, especially when we're in a relationship?
Because it's a mess.
Right. So right now, that's kind of hard to sum up in a nutshell. But this is the thing. I think, obviously, we need men, right? We need a man's man. We need, because there's stuff out there
Hello.
that men need to
We
society.
Okay.
I need men.
Oh my God.
I don't know about them too. We need men.
So
Okay.
so society. So you guys are turning this into a homosexual thing.
What's wrong with you, bro?
That's what we're turning
Listen,
into.
we need
We can't have a conversation, bro.
We having a
We
conversation.
cannot have a conversation.
Yes, we are.
Without being homosexuals.
No, bro.
Holy
Translation.
smokes. Like, are you
Sitting with
serious?
the fuckery person and the deep person.
But like,
Here goes the
anyways,
argument.
so society needs men, right? Because there's certain things that men need to be a part of, right? So you need to be a man's man while at the same time understanding how to be in touch with your feminine side. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you're not going to be able to flourish in a relationship because you're going to have this traditional way of
and you
thinking.
can't raise proper daughters.
You're going to have this traditional way of thinking, and the traditional way of thinking is a part of the problem because people like Andrew Tate and all these guys, the way they're thinking is very traditional, right? Now, it has a little bit of a modern touch, and I also think they're doing it for clout. A lot of these things that they're saying, they don't believe it. They're just saying it because they want that shock value.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they share traditional values. So I think nowadays, in the 21st, 22nd century, we have to start thinking balance. In order for you to be a good husband, a good father, a good leader, you have to have balance.
Do you have balance?
Well
Me?
said.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I'm
What,
working
no,
on
but I
it.
would need to know. What about your
I'm
topic?
working on it.
Okay. No, right now I'm just that big guy said something just now. You gotta be a man's man. It's like that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Anyways, bring up your topic. Anyways, wait. So what do you guys think? What's the diagnosis? Deep,
Definitely
Phuckery,
deep.
organic.
I mean, it sounds deep to me. Because it needs more conversation.
he's
It has
leaning-
a
he's
lot of
leaning to-
layers, right?
You know, there's a lot of layers to it. You know what I mean? And I see where Damion is going with this. You know what I mean? He wants things to be balanced out and stuff like that.
Not only that. Where I'm going with this, I want to every show that we do, I want to bring something to the table where it's an everyday thing, but people don't think about it enough.
And they don't even have a conversation about it as well.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spark this conversation. Oh, so remember, subscribe, share, like. We have to remind them.
Talk about this stuff with your best friends.
Please, viewers, please, comment at the bottom of the comment at the bottom.
Let's comment in the comment section.
Comment at the bottom.
Comment because Damion tired of una call him for tell him out una opinions without commenting.
in the comment
Yeah.
section.
Comment at the bottom.
Comment section. All right. So, you know, we have what, like 5, 10, 15 minutes to go? 10. All right. So, you have a topic or you want me to get in the mind? Go into your sister.
Go into my topic?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, the other day we spoke about DC Young Fly wife dying during surgery, right?
Right.
So DC Young Fly and this artist named Azealia, they've been beefing for years because Azealia went into Wilding Out and DC made fun of her to the point of her crying, right? She's a black woman.
Right.
And she feel like DC shouldn't have done that because she's black. They're both black, and DC should have known better than to have the audience laughing at her, right?
Right.
So, upon his wife's death, Azealia took to Twitter and made it seem like, okay, this is karma. DC's wife dying is karma because he made fun of her those years ago on Wilding Out. So I wanted to know, when is the right time or the wrong time for war to pause or continue or stop or whatever? Like, what is there a right time or a wrong time to continue the war where you have with someone?
There's definitely a right and a wrong time. And in that situation, it was a wrong time for her. You know what I mean? Because, one, they're comedians. You know what I mean? They're going to make fun about any and everything. And I think even when we and Damion, we had a conversation off camera where back in the days, you'll make certain jokes about the African people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we have evolved right now where we can't even make certain jokes about even the homophobic community and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And DC Young Fly is a very, very, very funny comedian. You know what I mean? He cracks jokes just like that. And she literally took it personal and have it up in her heart that months or probably even years. You know what I mean? After she still thinking about that. And with the fact that DC Young Fly is mourning the loss of his wife and she's gonna bring it up, that is total fuckery.
Yeah. So
But I go
there's
too
a
deep,
concept.
you know.
Yeah, I have
But
to
I
go.
go too deep.
I have to
I go
go
too
deep.
deep.
I like going deep.
You know you like what Jesus.
So
Well,
the
Lord. Hey, Zaddy.
so the so the so there's a concept.
Ow.
There's a concept called abstracting from content.
Jesus Christ.
So when you abstract from content, what you do is you kind of see an opinion. For example, someone says something, you kind of see the content for itself as opposed to attached to the person. And what that does, it helps you to deal with the content as opposed to combining the two. For example, a lot of times when people get mad when people say things to them is because they're not abstracting from content. They're thinking the person's opinion is attached to the person. And it's the same thing for the sayer. So the person who's saying stuff, they'll think that I believe this, therefore this is me, right? And if you do that kind of stuff, you're taking yourself way too seriously. And then what happens is when someone disagrees with your opinion or disagree with your belief, you're thinking they're disagreeing with you as a person. And that's where the personal part comes in. So obviously, Azealia Banks, she's obviously so attached to herself, taking herself way too seriously that when someone does something that's considered funny, she's taking it personally. She's attached to whatever she is or whatever people think of her, which is a problem, right? So that has nothing to do with DC Young Fly. It has to do with her. All of this has to do with her. Because if you don't take care of yourself, there's always going to be a DC Young Fly in this world. So you're always going to get offended every single time. And you're going to cry every single time.
Yo, you're on a
Right.
roll. Yo, you seem smart
It
right now,
makes
bro.
sense today,
like you're making
Ross.
actual sense today on the podcast, bro.
I
ain't gonna lie, bro. You sound very intelligent. Right? You normally
Yes.
don't, but
Diploma for
Hold
you,
on
my
there.
friend.
Yeah, give him some of this.
Yes.
That's
okay.
gay. I'm just letting you know. You might as well say bottom of the comment at the bottom. You might as well say that. That's some gay shit. Anyways, gay people, nothing against you. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out your friend.
Him just now on the props, you know, Kaya just give him props.
I'm just saying. So for that, Azealia, that it says more about her than him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And to answer your question, Shakespeare said all is fair in love and war.
Jesus Christ, God almighty.
Right? So
Man,
if
Shakespeare.
you're having a war, then you can do whatever you want. But this is not a war.
No,
This
you're
is
right.
not a war.
It's not.
Right? If someone said something, you cried, you're in your feelings, blah, blah, blah. The man's wife died, or girlfriend, or whoever she was to him, and you're gonna take that as an advantage. It says more about you.
To try to get back. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It says
yeah.
more about you than it says about
So
him.
that is?
Fuckery. Straight.
No, don't swear in, bro. It's fuckery.
Fuckery.
Remember
I don't
mom-
swear.
remember
I
your
don't
mom
swear.
He
is
don't
watching,
swear.
right?
He
My
saved
mom
the
knows I
title
don't
of the
swear. My mom
show.
knows I don't swear. In this context, this is not swearing.
All right.
And
Listen.
even my niece in Saskatchewan, she's watching it.
Hello,
Big up
niece.
niece. Yeah.
How old is your niece?
I think she's 11. I'm not sure of her age.
Go to
Middle
your bed.
school.
I'm not
Make
big
sure you
up.
don't watch it past 10 o'clock. Okay,
Yeah.
niece?
I'm not sure of her age. I'm not sure of her age.
All right. You know what? I was
Nah, yeah.
gonna go into my topic because this week podcast is so juicy and so nice and so
Juicy.
flavorful.
Yes, my dear.
I'm gonna get my topic next week. Because I'm feeling very embabelocious right now.
Your content.
Yeah, very embabelocious right now. Is that a word, big guy?
You're Jamaican. It's a word.
I'm just asking, Mr.
That's a
Deep.
disrespect.
What's that?
I'm Jamaican. Stop it. Stop. Hey, stop
a
it.
word.
Stop it.
Oh my
Stop it.
God!
Stop it.
Deep
Once,
organic.
once you can put meaning to it,
Yes.
it's a word.
Exactly.
If
Are
you're
you saying-
Jamaican.
Are you saying Jamaicans are foolish?
Oh my God!
No, me I say Jamaicans make up things and it makes sense.
Which is
So that
right.
made sense to
Yeah.
you?
Yes, it did.
What
Yeah.
did it mean?
Deep,
Mean him good.
Deep.Organic.Phuckery, episode 5. You know what I mean? And make sure you guys like, subscribe,
Share.
but most importantly, share
And
as
comment
Big
at the
Guy
bottom.
said,
Comment at the bottom down here.
comment in the comment section, please. We appreciate you guys who have subscribed so far, and you don't know enough love.
Continue to let the thing grow.
Yeah.
You know, if you like her content, if you like what we're bringing to you week in, week out,
Yeah.
you know, just reward us. All you have to do is press the button.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Share. That's all it is. It
And
takes nothing off
don't
you.
go to the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, so we're out, right?
We're out. Don't go to the bottom. Yeah.
Peace
we're out.
up.
Yeah.
Peace down.
Yeah. Don't go to the bottom. Yeah. Deep organic. Phuckery.
Don't go to the bottom, but also deep organic fuckery. Okay.
Yeah. Catchcha, come here. Catch it. Catch it. Yeah. We're out.